I'm gonna let you viewers in on a little secret. I don't give a shit about IEMs. I never have to go. I never have to use them. That's the thing. I'm never that guy. It's like, oh, I gotta get why do you have to use IEMs and not headphones? Or if you're a lucky person and you could use speakers all the time, why would you use headphones when you could use speakers? So the only time that happens is when the new retuned Nan-nas appear, because that's when I wake the fuck up and I'm like, all right, let's do IEMs. Now I got a fuckload of IEMs to do, and I'm probably doing them in the wrong order, because if I do the Nan-nas, the new version of the Nan-nas from Hi-Fi Go, thank you Hi-Fi Go for saying this is now tuned differently, would you like to try it? I'm like, yes, I would love to. And then they show up, and then I ignore them. I ignore them for as long as I can. See, people don't understand that about Z-Reviews. Z-Reviews isn't here to get things done as quickly as possible. I try to ignore the things I have for as long as humanly possible to let you guys buy other things that are not $900 IEMs. By the way, very nice case. Like, just, it's interesting, like, the shape. Can I flip this over without it all falling out? Oh, they have a Facebook and an Instagram, and a 110 decibel sensitivity, 60 ohms impedance, 2 electrostatic, 1 dynamic driver, and 1 balanced armature. I think it's a 7mm. With a frequency range of 5 hertz to 50,000. This particular one has a 3.5mm plug. I would recommend getting the balanced plug, because they are a little bit hard to drive. Content? What? I don't know. All right. Zeos, I have $900 to spend. I want the best audio experience I could have. Which speakers? Well, which headphones? Oh, I should buy these IEMs to have the best audio experience. Oh, okay. I don't give a shit about IEMs. I got to say that over and over again. So when I like one, like when I am forced to review one for my job, it's like, okay, it's scary. And it's like, it makes me want to change as a person fundamentally. I want to need to use these more. I want to need. That's a t-shirt. I want to need. Because I really don't need to use them. And like wearing them right now, I have them right now and I'm yelling in my basement. There could be a murderer behind me and I'd never know because they're sealing so well. And it's like, but murderer. All right, so no one told me what the tuning difference was. So here's the original Nan-nas. I've got them running single-ended off of that. The wire apparently got a lot nicer, by the way, because this looks like the same wire. But that one's like, the original one is apparently a bit jank. It has been in my, in case you've never seen the box. This is like a $15 watch box. I pulled all the watch things out and threw them in the trash, and I keep all my IEMs in here. And the Nan-nas have rocked this box for well over a year. The only competing IEM I would say is the OH7, which is also $900. I don't know, but that's a single dynamic, and that does like the bass. Like if these are the perfect IEM, and I'm pretty sure these Nan-nas and now the new Nan-nas are the perfect IEM. More so than the U12Ts, more so than the other really. I have some over there I haven't listened to yet. We'll get to them, I promise. I promise we'll get to them. But as far as like putting it on and going, oh my God. These are them. Those are the perfect IEM, just tweaked to be a bass whore. Bass whore OH7s. So yeah, link to the watch box in the description. Here's the new wire it comes with. I'm just gonna get through some real simple shit. Carbon fiber, it's a little twist. It doesn't have any janks, even though it's like it's new and it has been rolled up. I don't hate this like single wire up to each IEM. It's perfectly fine. It's a 2-pin, which sort of throws me off because I wanted to use a different cable, because I wanted to use it not single-ended, I wanted to use it balanced. So this is a Viking weave cable, and I've got those little adapters if I could link them. Oh God. That you pop here. These things, see this? Do you see that? I'll link those. They're like $20 a set. But when you only have MMCX connectors, in nice wires, and you want to use it, and I think I did. You got to make sure we're not out of phase. There's a notch way, and you got to put the notch way out. Anyway, here are the Nan-nas. Look, I give them 10 points out of 10 for at least trying to look beautiful. That little bit of like, there's like gold and blue sparkle in there. That says Kinera, and that says Nan-na, and it's just, oh, glorious. I would use the original wire, except for the fact that it's only a 3.5 millimeter. And I was testing it earlier when I was doing the review of this. This is also sent from Hi-Fi Go. This is the Shanling M8, the big bastard, the brick. And one of the things I was testing this with was the new Nan-nas, and I'm like, all right, it's fucking time, bro. So, how do I describe, what am I doing? Like, what is my job again? Old Nan-nas are playing on the can. What do you want to know? Other than that, if I had to, if you bring me a person right now, I'm only going to see this person once. I'm not going to have weeks or months to talk to them or interact with them. Bring me a person right now who doesn't believe in hi-fi, who thinks that all this is bullshit. All this is bullshit. I mean, if I didn't have the Buchard A500 set up over there, let's assume that's not a thing. What is the... Because right now, that's in speakers, it'd be the Buchard A500s. In headphones, it'd be the Gold Planar GL2000s. And in IEMs, it'd be the new Nan-nas. These would be the thing to break that motherfucker's soul. Because they're soul-breakingly good. Like, I just put the clairvoyance down over there. I just wrapped it up. I got the clairvoyance case out. I cleaned off the tips. I put them away. Because, you know, Legacy 3, Legacy 5, clairvoyance. Clairvoyance are slightly wider. You know, more spatial. Legacy 5. And that's... I haven't listened to the new Nan-nas in a while. I was just doing the clairvoyance. Because it's like, that's easy. They're new. It's hot. Everyone like... Fuck it. Because now I've got these. And I'm going to put them back in my ears because I really, really do enjoy talking about... I don't know if I like 2-pin as much as MMCX. Everyone's got a problem. Everyone knows an MMCX cable that's broken on them. I haven't. I've never had one break, but then again, I also have like 37 IEMs. So they get used 1/37th of the time that a normal person with only one IEM would use it. I'm going to put these back on. And I've had all the amps set up here. I got adapters on everything. Got the reference amp on. Got the Liquid Gold X, and I got the KN. And I'm going to stick by my assessment that this $1,700 portable player may be doing a better job than all of that. I am running, let me double check. I'm running a high gain out of balanced. Now you think with an IEM, normally that's not like, oh, you run a high gain. But with these you do. With these you do. It's gotta be the I want to pause it there. It's gotta be the electrostatic doing a thing. Oh my God. So, the description of sound with the Kinera Nan-nas. Well, let's start with that stupid word, intimacy. Intimacy is when a loved one, preferably a sexual loved one, not just like your mom, don't think about your mom while describing this, gets real close to your ear, like real close. And she whispers those sweet nothings. Or he, or they. It's Bob, isn't it? Whoever that guy Bob, or, hey baby. Just... You know when you're uncomfortably close to someone? Usually that's a bad thing, but when you're uncomfortably close to this... I don't want to pull a Legacy 4 where the battery dies and then I get angry. Thank God I heard it. Anyway, back to intimacy. So, Bob's leaning in your ears. No, your mom's leaning in your ears. No. Karen from work, leaning in your ears. And it's just uncomfortably close. You get that feeling over your body of like, but you love every second of it. That's the intimacy these things put out. And then it's not just like a tight ball of like the infinite stage. Infinite staging. Just everywhere. Sounds are here and there and everywhere. Amber Rubarth played. And I was like, where the fuck is the violinist in my basement? Stop it. Because it was a natural sounding distance. It wasn't... Sometimes things sound artificially far away and sometimes things sound artificially close. It was just like, it's like they tuned it to 1.0 on the slider. Not 0.0, that's too narrow, and not like 3.7, that's 1.0 on the distance reality slider. So it's very, very difficult to do that. And the fact that this is a 4-driver unit, 2 electrostatic, which means electret for the highs, then a balanced armature for, I'm assuming the mid, I don't even know. I don't know where the cutoffs are. And then a 7mm dynamic, which is a regular speaker driver, like any of those, for the punchy yet tight low end. Tight. I'm going to say the word tight again. I want to say the word tight again. Because, oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. Geschaffelstein. Aufstand. There's a drum. And I think, because I had to go back and forth, I got to know what the tuning difference is. If I had to guess, and this is just from like, I use these for like 30 minutes. I was trying to use these on the FIO BTR US, whatever, the wireless things, and then it broke. But these sound less bassy than these new ones, these new Nan-nas, and I like the new sound more. I was worried. I was kind of worried. One of the reasons I put the review off is because it's like, oh, you're going to take my most beloved, pretty much my most beloved. Let me just double check the camera's fucking recording. Okay, good. I can't check anymore. I can't tell. I would have killed myself. You take something that I love. Like, imagine if the Gold Planar, right? Gold Planar is out. Well, now we have the Gold Planar GL 2001s. Here, try these. I'd be kind of remiss to be like, but I like these already. Don't touch it. Don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with what's perfect. And this is a very, very rare occasion where a company, not Kinera, took the IEM that I like the most of all IEMs, and they fucked with it. And it paid off. The fact that they sent me another set and didn't just say, yeah, we by the way changed the tuning and whatever. They were like, no, look, you have to hear them now. Because it's just like the boot carts where they release it with the weird tuning at the beginning, and then you could download and install the new DSP and it's there fucking great. I feel like that's what it is. Because the Nan-nas were sitting in my box. The only thing that I enjoyed more than the Nan-nas were the OH7s, because the OH7s were single dynamic and bass gods. Well, now the Nan-nas 2.0, they're not bass gods. They're not all bass, but my God, is it pungent. I feel like they rebalanced everything. I feel like every little sound is coming from a different location because there's 4 drivers. And that means that there literally can be at least 4 different locations for sound to come. And it just, Flowbots. These are the best IEMs I've ever used. U12, the UT12s or the U12S, whatever, 64 audio U12T. That's what it was. Those are spectacular IEMs. They were $2,000. These are more fun. These are more enjoyable. I have a whole video out in the shape of sound, right? I talked about it with speakers. To talk about it with IEMs is a little bit more difficult because the shape of sound, literally, like where the sound is exiting the IEM, is being generated and then moving and then hitting my eardrum. I hate earwax things, is like that far. So how do you change the shape of sound when you're looking at like a 1-inch travel or a 2.2 centimeter travel for Europeans? I don't know. I feel like the most technological changes to audio is not a DAC, is not an amp, is not a speaker or a DSP correction. It's how the fuck are you taking these minuscule micro drivers, little microscopic electrostatic things, and then tubes. You can see the tubes. Look, there's 3 tubes here. How do you make sound come through this and then enter a human ear and have it sound like, how do you do that? How do you do that? I'm imagining somewhere in China or the USA, wherever they're making IEMs, there is an IEM that's hollow, and they just people like you wear it, and then someone comes and installs a new thing and then takes it out, and installs a new thing, how's this, and takes it out. If there isn't, someone should do that. Because it's just, the science behind IEMs is absurd. More advanced than any of this other shit. Any of this shit. Like planar is great. Make it tighter, make it lighter. Great. Tighter and lighter. Good. Amps. I don't know. Just keep changing out numbers until it's measure with the oscilloscope. An IEM is a fucking art form. Because, I mean, you could put it on a measurement rig, and you could plug the little hole into a measurement rig, and you could start adjusting values, and then getting it to work realistically in a mass-produced manner and sound like this. Hold on. Please hold. Watch the wallpaper for a second. Oh, yeah. It does spatial reconstruction of sound. Not just left and right, but front and back better than anything I've ever heard. This is what I was getting. This is a taste of what I'm getting out of the gold planars, the big headphones. Because the big headphones, I don't know how they did that shit either. It's all tuning. Again, it's all tuning. With IEMs, they're using multiple drivers, so at least they have that option to add a different resistance on the load through this to that, and then make the tube that extends it a little bit longer or shorter or narrower. They can tune that shit. And they've done a remarkable job on it now. Oh my God. The original Nan-nas were my favorite IEM, and now these new Nan-nas are my favorite IEM. So if they do a revision 3, let's see them try to keep up. I'll give you my, what I was doing right before this review. This is the honesty time. I was on my bidet, and the lights are off in my little bathroom space, and it was just the blue light from the bidet, because it is lit. Obviously, it has LEDs, and obviously it's blue. And I was sitting in the dark, and I didn't have my phone. I left my phone down here in the basement because I had to just run upstairs. But I had this, and I had these. And I sat there in total almost darkness, just blue. And I was like, this is probably the most magical musical experience of my life. And I just happened to be on a bidet too, which is like enhancing the whole situation. And at that point, I knew I had to come down and do the review immediately. It's like, this is it. This is it. This is the point where it's like, just spill your guts. Because $900 is not exactly like pocket change. All right? If I had to buy these IEMs to review them, the very first pair, I probably would have done it. Because again, I don't give a fuck about IEMs. When someone says, I got a $1,000 pair, I got a $2,000, I had to win those U12Ts to even put them in my ear. Because I would never have invested the money. I know you guys like IEMs. A lot of you wait for these IEM sort of reviews. And I'm going to have to bump up to like a 4 or 5 banger to get some out of the way. So it's real hard for me to endorse things that I wouldn't personally buy. But having heard these, the new ones, if I dropped this set in a toilet and then my cat ran away with this other set and I had none of them, and I would consider buying them. Just hard-earned cash. Just like, really just for comparison's sake against other IEMs, here's $900. Because all those headphones there, all of them there. When it really sit down and you go like, well, which one expels the most eluding sound? Which one is the one you want to show off? Yeah, there's headphones there that are fucking spectacular. But I'm pretty sure the Nan-nas would be more a spectacular. Literally, the Nan-nas are more spectacular thinking than headphones. It's annoying. It's annoying because it's annoying putting in IEMs. You got to seat them. I have the Dakoni tips on here. Not that I shouldn't be using. They use Focal foam tips now. By the way, final silicone tips, which are bass enhancing, and then there's foam tips that are only 2 sizes again. I don't know why they do that. So they actually use final audio tips. But you got to stick with the tips, ladies. And I know the Deconi tips, and I have them on this set, Beautiful. Also comes with this is the same 3.5 to 1/4 inch adapter that IFI uses, but this one says Kinera on it. That'll be worth something. And a little IEM cleaner, and the bag actually has, what else does this have in it? More tips. Let's open up the little Kinera tips. Hold on. Got to give this review a full... God damn it! I hate these bags. There's no opening it. It's just ripping. What do we got? Just more silicones? Just more silicones? The only silicones oh my God, it's a whole bag. There's like 16 tips in here. Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 more tips. I guess I could just place this on the floor because I'm in the basement. I won't finish my basement, by the way. Just a little side note. People are like, when are you going to finish your basement? Never. I'm going to dress it up to not look like a basement in certain parts. But I love the fact that I can just have wires and garbage and I can clean up every once in a while and it's fine. Like, that's the freedom of of a basement. If it's a finished room, then you have to vacuum it and make sure no one marks up the walls. Like, who gives a shit about the walls here? I leave that freedom. Upstairs, clean. Downstairs, mess. It's good. It's good for the soul. Like having 2 cars. One car you take care of, one car that's a shit beater. And you know what? You're going to love that shit beater just as much as the car you take care of. Only when someone crashes a shopping cart into it, you're like, eh. Oh. Otis Taylor, Harry, turn the music up. I put on a White Zombie song while on the bidet. White Zombie. And it had this bass note that they just did the fader on, and it went back and forth like this. And it felt, I've never had music feel like it's pushing on me from the inside. It was literally like, it wasn't just like moving left and right, like, oh, it's floating there left and right. It was a physical pressure moving from the right side of my inner brain to the left in a perfect imaging sweep. Because, I mean, if we're going to talk about, okay, how does it make you feel? That's fine. How does it sound? The imaging is spectacular. The fact that it can do intimacy and close, like here, how much stuff do you want to layer in the middle? But then also have it just move out slowly and then cover the entire space. And you know what I noticed? Oh, this is a bad song. Yeah, it's a terrible song. It's a terribly recorded song. I've noticed this, and I don't remember. I didn't watch my Kinera Nan-na review. I don't remember what I said in it. I know what I feel about them, but I don't remember exactly what I said. This IEM fixes a lot of bad music. Not a lot of them do that. A lot of them was like, hey, your music's shit. Here's why. This one, I listen to AC/DC. Like, I love AC/DC as a band and for like soundtracks of movies. But if you ever tried to critically listen to AC/DC, it's kind of painful. Like, there's not a lot of dynamics and they sort of like held back. And he sounds like he's using a shitty microphone. I love AC/DC. I wish David Chesky recorded AC/DC as their producer. Fuck. But with these IEMs, I couldn't even tell that it was poorly recorded. Now, whether that makes it a bad IEM in your mind, because there are some people who are like, oh, if it's badly recorded and it doesn't sound bad, then I don't want that whatever headphone or speaker you're using. But I'm the opposite. I kind of want you to fix my music. You know what I thought of too? And I had to double check. It fucking feels like what the difference is between the original Nan-nas and these is there's an IFI bass boost on. Because anyone who's got the IFI Zendak, the little $130 one that I'll link in the description, Zeos linked the little anyone who's hit that bass boost button knows that it isn't just like bwomp, bwomp, bwomp. It's something entirely different. There's this whole other layer of orgasmic low-end that magically appears on top of your music in whatever headphones you plug into it. And these IEMs sound like they've applied that physically inside compared to the old Nan-nas. And I could not be happier. You don't need to add any more bass, by the way, when that happens. All right, so plug that. I'm going to go right to the reference amp. Iggy and the Stooges. Perfect example. I downloaded Iggy and the Stooges because someone's like, hey, you got to hear Iggy and the Stooges. Raw power. And it's recorded like shit. Actually, it was Henry Rollins who said you got to listen to Iggy and the Stooges. But I could sit here right now and I could tell it's not great, but it's not bothering me. Because there's like this depth. There's like bad recordings, but there's layers of bad recordings. And I can hear the bad parts here, the bad parts here. But there's still good parts in the middle. It's like there's 6 layers of sound that I'm just in the right zone to have it just be perfect. Heavy liquid! Yeah, no, there's the drums happening on the right, and there's... you could just... I've never been able to tell how bad a recording is and then still enjoy it in any device. So there you go. Like those fluid monitors down there, those 6.5s with the AMTs in the center, the what the fuck's that called when they coaxial AMT. If you play this song on those, you'll hate yourself because it tells you exactly how bad this music is. It's just blatant. They're still great speakers because of that. But then there's other speakers like the Triangle Lars, one's right next to it. That'll sort of just like, all right, let me just fix this for you a little bit. Let me just make it all creamy and smooth. And I think if Kinera Nan-na, if they watch my reviews and they tune this for me, they did a spectacular job. A+ gold star, you're going to sell 1 million of them. Actually, no, they're $900. They're going to sell 300 of them because they deserve to be bought. Like, I don't even remember... What oh, shit, you're going to yell at me. Campfire Andromeda, that's the one. Like, that was everyone's like, oh my God, the Andromeda. Fuck the Andromeda at this point. Because I remember what those sounded like, and they were very good. But there's so many more flavors now of high-end, because it's not just high-end should be aiming towards this one pyramid pinnacle that if you don't get into this exact sound stage, then that you don't qualify. It's a box now. It's actually a parallelogram. No, the parallelogram will be that. What's it when they're not parallel? God damn it, I'm pretty good at math and things like this. Whatever. It's the shape, the decahedral hinge. The more expensive you go, you can still get high-end IEMs and in some cases speakers and headphones. And the sound, the actual end result sound could be completely different. It could be all about bass, or it could be all about treble, or it could be just fucking imaging murder, or it's just whatever this is doing where it's like leaning in some other direction. I love these, all right? I don't know how long this review is. I killed my battery once. I could talk forever. When I love something, I can talk forever. That's why my girlfriend loves the border being closed. To give you a point of reference, by the way, I'm at like -9 decibels here. And I had this on low gain at like 12 o'clock. And I had to put the topping A90 and the Liquid Gold X. This on medium gain at 12 o'clock. And this on high gain. I never put the Liquid Gold X on high gain. But I had to put it on high gain to get it to like 10, 11 o'clock and be okay. These are hard to drive. Thus the $1,700 portable player, which only has 0.8 of a watt. Yes, I said that correctly. My math is paying off. But I mean, I'm on high gain and I'm at like 80 out of 100. It's like, that's not nothing. That is a something amount. But I keep also finding myself going louder and louder and louder. Usually with IEMs or headphones or speakers or anything I like, I end up going louder and louder and louder and then having to go like, wait, back the fuck down. This is your job. You don't want to die by IEM explosion. I mean, I kind of do, but not for many, many years. Oh, there you go. Force of Nature, Death Wish 2. You know, basically you could take my gold planer review and move that to IEMs and then make it more intimate. The end. Or take this review, move that to the gold planers, and make it more convenient to take them on and off. Because I'm getting that same like depthy layering, like where things happen here, then things happen here, there, there. And it sounds good in all of them. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, there's no... You know what this means? This means I'm gonna have to do other IEMs now. And there's some expensive boys on that fucking table there. There is some not cheap shit. There's a critical set of Fearless over there. Critical 2. So I don't know what's gonna happen in the next coming weeks or months. But right now, at this very fucking moment, these are the best IEM I've ever heard. And I've tried them on different amps and different players, and some I like. I'm starting to figure out that I am very, very particular for the things that I enjoy the most. Like I can sit here and analytically analyze anally all the things that need to be reviewed. And I could figure out what you like, because I know there's 10,000 people who saw this review today. And you're not all the same. In the comments, do you like vanilla ice cream? And then what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? And how did you make it to the end of this video? Because it's so fucking long. Because vanilla is actually a very complicated, hard to make flavor. They have to like climb trees and shit. Ask Alton Brown. Vanilla is like very, very complex. But people are like, oh, it's so vanilla. Vanilla is hard to do. But then again, there's also like cookies and cream or mint chocolate chip. And we're not the same people. And what I love and you love may differ. But holy fuck, would this be the experience I want to force onto people? I want to force this experience onto you and your friends and your family and your grandma in the old folks' home. Although I can't visit her because it's COVID. But I mean, you could send her this video. Grandma, watch this video. Then grandma blows $900 on IEMs and you're like, fuck, grandma, you can't even hear. What if you could hear? My heater's turned on, so now it's time to go. Thank you, Hi-Fi Go, for sending these. I will not be sending them back, no matter if you ask or not. I don't know what I'm doing with the old Nan-nas, because these have legitimately surpassed them as far as my lovability. And it's just that little tweak. You see the little tiny tweaks have made it like, oh. So I think maybe a member of my family. I think this is like, I could yard sale it, or I could send it to a member of my family and be like, don't lose these, you fuck. I mean, that's how I talk to my family in COVID times. I got plenty of IEMs I can throw up in there. I have most of the, maybe. We'll see. We'll see where these end up. Wallpaper description. I was saving that one, but for this video apparently, because I was like, nah, fuck it. People need to pay attention to this set. All wallpapers available in every description of every review. There's also a big. Did all the heaters turn on? There's a big repository of all the wallpapers I've ever used on Patreon and Subscribestar. If you join for $5 a month, you get to see these reviews early, so that everyone who runs out to buy $900 IEMs, you know, you get first in line. You get to participate in the yard sales, which I was just talking about, 1st to the 10th of every month. I sell off items that either companies have sent to me or I've purchased and just don't need anymore. Like if I have 2 of something. Unfortunately, I only have 1 set of these Nan-nas, so there's no way I could do it. But yeah, 1st to the 10th of every month. I ship for free continental United States, 3rd shipping international. You have to pay 1/3 of the shipping if you're outside of the US. Bidding starts at 0, bid an odd number, and then you win. Usually 10, 12 items. If you want me to talk to me, me talk. Words. Oh my God, it's just more fans and shit are coming on. Maybe I shouldn't have put my office in the basement. It's fine. It gives me something to complain about. The $10 tiers on the Patreon or Subscribestar get you in the behind-the-scenes private Telegram chat, where I will answer questions with my voice. I will hook up. Somebody in there today was like, hey, I have a Tor Balance, and I want to get an IEM, an electrostatic energizer with tubes. Can I just get the IESL and plug the Tor into it, and then will it make it work? And I'm like, well, which electrostats do you have? Because I can literally hook that up for you and tell you. So I will do the legwork for you if you join for that tier. You are the bros. There's also a lifetime chat you get into if you supported me for long enough. You will be invited in. And then you never have to keep up any payments or anything. You just say, fuck it. And then you're just in the lifetime chat. And I answer your questions like that regardless. So yeah, we're done. This has taken entirely too long, but fuck you. I don't get excited about IEMs like once in a blue moon. How often is, I think that's like every 2 years or 40 years. I think I can ask Alexa, but she's so far away. I think it's once every 40 years is a blue moon. So let me have this. Let me have this. And I'll let you have that. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, you're shutting down. Fuck, that means they're gonna have to just sit here and listen with the loud heater. All right, we're done, right? See you tomorrow? Good, I'll see you all tomorrow.